They say motherhood is a journey, but let's be honest, sometimes it feels more like a roller coaster with no seatbelt. I bet you're like me, wondering why babies, or teens in my case, don't come with instruction manuals. Welcome to This Incredible Mom Life, the podcast that celebrates the beautiful chaos, quiet wins, messy moments, and everyday miracles of being a mom. I'm your host, Dummy, wellness coach, mom of 3 boys, and a passionate believer that you don't have to live at the mercy of PMS, burnout, or exhaustion. Join me every week as we hear the craziest and most unbelievable mom stories. I'll be sharing the huge accomplishments and triumphs of both our moms and their kids. We'll giggle, cheer on the kids, and discuss obstacles and lessons learned along the way. If you are struggling to be the best mom you can be, how open-minded are you to booking a free call with me? You don't have to live at the mercy of your cycle, and you definitely don't have to do it alone. Give yourself permission to let me be part of your support system. I believe that you weren't meant to just survive motherhood. You were meant to thrive in it. Hello, welcome to another episode of This Incredible Mom Life. And I am here today with another super mom. Laura Kistner is a certified life coach, HypnoBreathwork facilitator, and the creator of the Love Her podcast. She specializes in helping high-performing women break free from burnout, reconnect with their identity, and build the inner confidence they need to lead authentically. Blending mindset coaching with powerful breathwork and subconscious reprogramming, Laura helps her clients strip away the pressure to be perfect so they can expand into their next level selves. Thank you, Laura, for taking time out of your day to be here with me.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And I think I'm going to learn something new today, so I hope everybody else will too. Let's get started and share with us who you are a mom to.
I have 2 children. My daughter's name is Haley, and she is 7 years old. And then I have a son who is 5.5.
Nice. So you're in that busy elementary school
Yep, we're
years.
kindergarten and first grade right
Yep.
now.
So I definitely remember that. I don't miss it.
It's a lot.
All right. Well, share a mom story with us.
Okay, so I was thinking back, there's so many mom stories. Being a mom is kind of wild sometimes, but one thing that really sticks out for me as a moment of growth is with my daughter at her school, they have Teacher Appreciation Week. And so for the week, what they did is they gave us a list of all of the teachers' favorite things. And so there was a day where you're supposed to bring in an item, it was just little things, but bring in an item from her list of one of her favorite things. So the morning of, I realized we did not get anything. And it's that day. We have to bring something in. And so I start to panic and I'm getting ready for work, getting the kids ready for school. And I look at the list and I said to my daughter, we're going to go get her favorite candy bar. We'll stop at the gas station on the way. Like, we're okay, but we got to get out of the house. And so we had to go a little bit faster, get out of that house on time. And we did. We got to the gas station. We got the candy bar. We got to school on time. We're walking into school. I'm so proud of myself. Number one, I remembered last minute, but I still remembered. Number two, we're making it to school on time. Like, all is good. My daughter has the candy bar in her hand. She's so proud of herself. We walk up to her classroom, and one of her classmates is handing the teacher a beautifully gift wrapped basket with, I think, almost every item that was on the list in it. And here's my daughter with her candy bar. And I had a moment of, I'm never going to be that mom. My daughter will never show up with the beautifully wrapped gift basket. But here's the amazing moment of growth for me is that I laughed to myself. I didn't guilt myself. I didn't shame myself. I didn't say, I'll never be like her. It was just an acceptance of I will never be that mom. And that's okay. And so, and then I know this other mother, she's wonderful. She's amazing. And we're both good moms in our own ways. And so I looked at my daughter holding her candy bar. She handed it to her teacher and she was so proud. She could care less what the other kids were giving her. She had her candy bar to give her. And so it's just like in that moment, I felt proud of myself because, hey, I remembered we got here in time. She got to give her the candy bar. And it doesn't matter what the other kids gave the teacher. It doesn't matter. I don't have to compare myself to any of the other moms. I get to be proud in this moment that in this busy life of mine, I remembered to get something and crisis averted. So I realized that that was a huge moment of growth for me because the old version of Laura would have guilted and shamed myself. I would have saw that basket and all I would have thought was how I'm not as good as that mom and how I should be that mom. And so I was really proud of myself for laughing it off and saying it's okay that I will never be that mom.
It is okay. And I think a very powerful lesson to learn for everyone listening, um, because we all struggle. We've all forgotten things. That mom brain kicks in. And I know I'm not a basket making gift person, right? Right? Like
Yeah,
I'm going to find a reusable gift bag from my laundry room and throw something in it the same morning. So um,
exactly.
I've been there. I think we've all been there. And I love the lesson that you learned. And it was like instant, right? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't after the fact or later in the day. It was like at that moment.
Hmm.
So I really, I think that's great. And I think your daughter probably learned something too. Like it doesn't matter that the other kid's giving a big basket, right? I'm still giving the teacher her favorite candy. And I'm
Yep.
sure the teacher appreciated all of them and thanked them all the same way, right? So,
Yes, exactly. The
um,
teacher was wonderful. So, yeah, it was a beautiful moment, really. And I think the beautiful thing is that I let it be a beautiful moment instead
yes.
of going down that spiral of guilting and shaming myself and comparing myself.
Yeah.
I just let it be what it was and I let myself enjoy seeing my daughter give her little candy bar to her teacher and be so excited about it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think if you had spiraled the other way, it would have ruined your whole day.
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
even maybe even a couple days later, you still would have been like, gosh, I should have bought a gift basket and blah, 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 blah. And
And that is who I used to be. So I want to
yes.
point out that change is possible because that is 100% who I used to be. And what I would have done is for the next teacher appreciation thing or gift thing, I would have said to myself, I have to go get a basket. I have to make this beautiful. I have to be like the other mom.
Yep.
And I instead, it's just like, nope, that is not who I am. It's okay. It's wonderful that that's her, but that's not me. And we can be different and we can still be great moms. And that's
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. You do you. She'll do her. And I'm sure she has her own issues that we don't see, but there's no perfect mom out there. So
Yep.
do what you can. Some people can't afford a basket, whatever. It's you do what you can and what you feel good about. So I like that.
Exactly.
And I really appreciate that story. Um, did your daughter say anything or no?
Nope. No,
She
never.
was just happy. Look, mom, I gave her the
It
candy
was all
bar.
good. It was just this
Perfect.
brief moment and it was great and everything was fine. So, yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, so I have lots of mom listeners on my podcast, and a lot of them feel a little bit burnout with life,
Yes.
maybe overwhelmed, stressed out. So, what do you say to that mom when you first meet them?
I think, well, one of the biggest things I think is that many of us mothers who are burned out, we don't even realize that we're burned out.
Mhm.
We think that burnout is normal. We think that this living in this state of complete exhaustion and frustration and just trying to keep your head above water, trying to find time to breathe. We think that's normal. We think that that's part of being a mom. And and I used to be there too, 100%. And I got to the point where I started having some pretty significant pain in my abdominal area, went to specialists and doctors, had tests done. And finally, I saw a specialist and he just said, it's stress. You're fine. It's stress. And it was just such an awakening for me, or just an eye opening of like, you're right. Like, I'm doing this to myself. And I think we think that, at least I know I used to think that being a martyr made me a good mother. The more I sacrificed my wants and needs, the better mom I was. Like, look at me sacrificing. I stopped exercising. I never got my hair done. I just, I don't matter because that makes me a good mom. And I got to the point of burnout that it was just like, when I was at work, I would go to the bathroom just so I could simply take a break. And I would sit and look at the mirror and be like, you can do this. You can make it through your day. Because I was living half alive. I was doing nothing for me. I had no more energy. It was burnout. And I think the reason why it's so hard for us moms and us women to say it and recognize it and admit it is because we are working so hard to keep everyone else happy. And it feels like this failure to say, I can't do it all. I'm not Superwoman. I'm a human being. But the
Yes.
thing is just admitting it is huge because
Mhm.
you are a human and you get to be human and you get to have the ups and downs. You get to honor your wants and needs
Mhm.
because I thought I was as the martyr mother, I thought I was showing up as this amazing version of me, this amazing mother, but I was just burned out. I was living half alive. I had I was so irritable. I lost my temper so easily. I would cry over the smallest things. I was all I wanted to do. I This is embarrassing, but I would fantasize about if I had to go to the hospital because then I would get a few days maybe of just sitting there and people taking care of me.
Vacation.
Like that's
uh,
wild to say, but I've had other mothers tell me the same thing.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I think with burnout, the first thing is allowing yourself to recognize that you're feeling that way and to know that it's okay, that you didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to guilt and shame yourself. You get to say, you know what? I'm going to celebrate myself right now for taking a moment to recognize that I'm not giving myself what I need. And I get to start doing that.
Yes. Absolutely. And I was the same way. Did everything for my kids, my husband, the house. I was working, I was running the household. I wasn't taking care of myself and I was exhausted. I like to say that I felt like a zombie
Yeah.
where I was just going through the motions, checking off the to-do list, making the lunches, dropping them off. And I wasn't happy. I wasn't living, a life that I was proud of or excited to wake up to every morning.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I had the same thing. I had a lot of physical symptoms. I just didn't realize what they were. And then during COVID, when we had all this time, all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to get rid of my symptoms. And I started doing some reading and research, and they went away.
Isn't that wild? Because that's with the pain that I was experiencing. Once I was told it was stress, I started to really pay attention. And
Mhm.
those moments when life got so overwhelming and the burnout was bad, my pain was so much worse.
Yep.
And so that really opened up my eyes. Like, he's right. And so it is wild how much like we cause this stress on ourselves or this burnout and this overwhelm. And when we can take responsibility for that, then we take back our power because you caused it and you can also help yourself get out of it. You
Yep.
can start taking different actions in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned a few minutes ago, how you had to like look yourself in the mirror, right? And say, you got this, keep going. I used to look in the mirror and be like, who is that woman? I didn't even know who she was. And that
Yeah.
is another common feeling. And I think moms have is loss of identity.
A
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, 1,000%. Because I think what happens, and I know for me, even before I had kids, I was afraid to have children because I believed that when you have a child, it is all about them. It's no longer about you. You can't have dreams anymore. Like anything that you've accomplished up until then, that's you've reached it. Now you have children, so it's all about them. And so I did. I made it all about my kids. Like I said, I became the martyr. It was, I gave up things that I enjoyed. And through doing that, I lost myself. And so I had a moment where someone challenged me to sit in front of a mirror and say, "You are beautiful." And I thought that sounded ridiculous. I was like, I don't want to do that. But I was like, okay, I will. I sat down in front of the mirror and I'm like, okay, I'll just say it. And I couldn't say it. I just stared at myself. And just like you said now, I felt like I was looking at a stranger.
Mhm.
I'm like, who is that woman? Like, what are her values? What does she want out of life? Like I didn't have answers to any of these questions. And it
Yeah.
was probably, well, it was one of the most confronting moments of my life. It is wild to look at yourself and see a stranger.
Mhm. Yeah. It's totally, I don't even know how to word it, but it's very common. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so how did you find yourself again?
Oh, I took quite a big journey. But the first thing I did was I just started listening to a podcast. I listened to a podcast, and she was an emotional intelligence coach. So I learned things like boundaries. I didn't even really understand what boundaries were at that point. I was an extreme people pleaser. I never said no. I made, making other people happy, I made that my worth.
Yeah.
And so when you are striving so hard to keep everyone else happy all the time, there is no way that you can actually be happy. And so I learned how to set boundaries, even though it was very hard for me. The people pleaser in me was kicking and screaming the whole time. I
Yeah.
started setting boundaries. And yes, some people did get angry at me because they were used to me being the one that always showed up, that always did whatever they wanted. And but I couldn't be that anymore. And so I started setting boundaries. And um when I did that, I started to feel empowered because what I did was, yes, I made some people mad, but also there were so many people in my life that were like, yes, that's best for you. And they were supportive and they were wonderful. And so it also kind of helps you to realize who are those people that really love you for you, not for what you can do for them. But it started to feel so good. It's like every time I would say no to something that didn't feel good, I would say yes to me and empower myself and know that my wants and needs, they matter. I matter. And so that felt so, so good. So that was a huge part. Um, the other thing I did was I started making time for me. So I started getting my hair done again,
Nice.
which was exciting because it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And I started going, I made time to exercise. For me, exercise is such a huge stress reliever. And
Mhm.
so I joined a yoga studio and I started going for runs again. And so I didn't exercise every single day, but I made it a priority during the week. And here's how I did that. I let go of the story that I could not get up before 6 a.m. for any reason. When I let go of that story, I let myself get up at 5 a.m. and go for a run, go to the 5:30 a.m. yoga class, and I was able to get home, shower, and get the kids and myself ready for the day. And I felt so much better throughout my day. But it's
Yeah.
wild because when I had children, I didn't work out anymore because I didn't have the time. And the story was the only time I could do it would be the morning and I can't get up that early.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so when I finally just challenged that story, because that was just keeping
Mhm.
me in my comfort zone, when I finally challenged it and stepped out of it and set that alarm and made myself get up, like I'll never forget when I did it the first time. I got home from my run and I was like in awe of myself.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this. I'm still alive. I didn't die. Like I can get up
Yeah.
at 5 a.m. and go for a run. And
Amazing.
so, yeah. And so I think that's one of the biggest things with anything in life, when we tell ourselves a story and we stick to it and we think it's fact. But if you challenge it, because if you want to be in shape, if you want to get your hair done, like challenge yourself. You can find that time.
Yeah. I think this is so important, what you just said, because it doesn't take like a whole life overhaul, right? It's one little shift somewhere. Like, no, I'm going to get my hair done. No, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. And I think that's so important. And so many moms just, they think it's all or nothing, right? Like,
Yes.
I have to eat right. I have to exercise. I have to sleep. I have to do all these things to feel good and whatever, make time for me and this and that, but you don't. It can take 5 minutes.
Yes, exactly. And that's such a great point because it's finding, I like to call 'em micro moments. I don't know if you've heard that term, like the micro moments. So it's also just finding those micro moments in your day. And one thing that is kind of fun is someone told me, blast your favorite song, lock the door, and dance to it for those 3.5 to 4 minutes, however long it
Mhm.
takes. And I'm just like, I can't do that. I'm 42 years old. Like, that's what I used to do when I was 10. Like, I can't do that. But I was like, okay, I'll take the challenge. And it actually feels so good to do that. It just shifts your
Mhm.
energy. And you don't even have to dance around, but just give yourself a few minutes to listen to a song that you love that puts you in a good energy or brings back an amazing memory, and or even just sitting for 5 minutes and meditating and imagining you're at the ocean.
Yeah.
When you can go there in your mind, you can shift your energy. And
Yes.
so those micro moments, like no one can take that from you. You decide what's going on in your head at all times. You just decide the thoughts that you think. And yes, a thought can pop in, but you can decide whether you give that thought your attention or you change it or whatever you do with it. And so I think that's one of the biggest things is when you talk about burnout, you think, oh, I've got to do these big grand things. But actually, when you start small, that's how you start to change your life. It's the little moments throughout your day. It's enjoying your cup of coffee, maybe getting up 10 minutes earlier so that you can sit and enjoy a cup of coffee before the chaos of the morning begins. You can sit on your
Yes.
deck, you know? So,
Yeah, totally. So I follow a coach. She's a sales coach, and
mhm.
one of her tips is you put on a song and you dance for the song before every call that you get on, like with your own
Oh,
clients. So
yeah.
she was like, so that way you're in a good state of mind, your energy level is up, you're there for your client.
Yeah.
So that was one of her tips, like before you get on a client call, dance to a song.
I love that. I think I'm gonna steal that one because that sounds amazing. I'm gonna try that out because
Yeah.
it really does
Um,
shift your energy. It's just
yeah.
And it's like allowing yourself to do it with no guilt or shame. I mean, I'm not the best dancer in the world, but no one sees me. What does it matter? It's about how you feel. Just
Yes,
feel the music and let
exactly.
yourself, yeah, yeah,
Awesome. So now you teach women, or you do hypno breathwork sessions with women
I
to help
do.
them.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about what that is, first of all.
Yeah, so it's funny because I think the name scares a lot of people, hypno breathwork, where it's hypnosis, but you are not completely hypnotized by any means. You're simply at a deeper brain wavelength. And what I mean by that is you're at a more relaxed state. So you are completely aware the entire time. I think when we think of hypnosis, we think of like the stage shows where people are
Yeah.
doing crazy things and then they don't remember. This is not that at all. It is simply a form of breath work that the lady who created it, she calls it effective and efficient because it's only 20 to 25 minutes. It's pretty short. Some breath work can be very, very long. But it is a form of breath work that combines the breath work and hypnosis and visioning. So we use the breath, a certain breathing pattern, we play music, and we use the breath to get you into that deeper brain wavelength, that hypnotic state, very light hypnotic state. And it's kind of like you can think about it like when someone's watching TV and you're talking to them and they don't hear you and you're like, hello. Like, so you're not completely out of it. You're just very deeply relaxed into that state. And the reason why we want to get to that level of your that brain wavelength is because what that does is it actually quiets our logical mind, our overthinking mind, and it awakens or it accesses the subconscious mind.
Mm.
The reason why that is important, and I think I didn't know this until a few years ago, but I think a lot of people don't realize is that we have a conscious mind that we're completely aware of, and we have a subconscious mind that we aren't aware of, hence the name. And that actually is controlling most of what we do. The statistics say it's like 90 to 95% of what we do is actually controlled by our subconscious mind. And those are our deep rooted beliefs. And the craziest thing about it is our subconscious mind is almost completely formed between the ages of 0 to 7.
Yeah.
And so we have these beliefs that our 7-year-old mind developed. And that's a time when you aren't even, your brain isn't processed enough to even question things that you're told. So your deep rooted beliefs become beliefs that maybe aren't even really true for you. Yes, some of them probably are. There's, like be kind to others, things like that. Yes, I'm sure you were taught all these wonderful beliefs. But we were also taught beliefs that, I mean, there's no way that you can be taught every single belief and it's all true to you.
Right.
But the thing is when it's in our subconscious mind, it's there. It's even though it doesn't align with our conscious thinking, it's still running the show. And so
Mhm.
when we have, for example, this is just kind of an obvious example. Say you have a goal that you want to make a lot of money. But you've got this subconscious belief from when you were 7 years old. There was something that happened, or you heard something where rich people are bad. They're greedy, they're not good people. And so that belief is hanging out there. You want to
Yep.
make more money, but what your subconscious mind is underneath all of that is telling you is, well, if you make that money, you're going to lose your friends. You're going to lose this. You're going to be a bad person. And so we can't figure out what it is that's stopping us. Why can't we, make this money, or why can't we get there? It's because you have this deep rooted belief.
Yep.
So with um, with this breath work, with hypno breath work, what we do is we get to that subconscious level so those memories can come forward. Oh, I remember when I heard my teacher, or my mom, or my grandma, or my friend say this, and that really and that belief developed for me, whatever it is. And
Yep.
so, or something happened and I perceived it this way. And so my subconscious mind is telling me I can't have that. I shouldn't do that. And so the gift of hypnobreathwork is it allows you to bring these memories or these limiting beliefs forward, because once you have awareness of them, that is how you can start to work through them. And
Yes.
it doesn't mean that after one session you're going to go, "Oh, I have a belief that rich people are bad, so now tomorrow I'm going to go make my $1 million. I'm over it." Like it does. It takes work because these are deep rooted beliefs. But every time you have a moment, when you have the awareness now, you can be like, oh, wait a minute. That's that limiting belief that's telling me I shouldn't do this
Yep.
because I'm afraid that I'll be a bad person if I make more money or whatever it is. And
Right.
so once you have the awareness, you get to recognize when that belief is trying to stop you, and you get to do the work to overcome that. And that's the last part of hypno breath work, is visioning, where we actually in the session start to envision the life that your conscious mind wants. And we start to envision that for you and make that more of reality. Because when you do that, you're in that deep state, you can start to rewire those pathways in your brain, those neurons in your brain. So it's pretty amazing stuff. And so it's just a really, really, really powerful way to do more of that deep work, that inner work. And that is why I became certified in it, because I had clients that were making amazing progress, but then we'd get stuck. We're like, why can't
Mhm.
we get past this? And so I'm like, I need something that goes deeper. And
Yeah.
so that is why I became certified, because I started doing hypnobreathwork and loved it, and made transformations myself. And I'm like, I want to do this for my clients. And
Yeah.
so I offer with my one-on-one clients, we do very personalized sessions for whatever they are going through. So those are probably, they are the most powerful ones. But then I also do group hypno breathwork sessions. We do, just more broader topics like, confidence and courage, or, if you're feeling stuck, whatever it is. And so we do those together, and those are very powerful as well. It's just a really, really beautiful way to pause, especially in the life of burnout, to pause and go within, because you have all of your answers already inside of you. They're
Yes.
there. It's having the courage to go and find them.
To go find them. Absolutely. And you actually do some of these hypno breathwork sessions for free.
I
Tell us
do.
about
So
that.
yeah, so I do. I have my podcast is for women. And so I also offer, as kind of like a thank you for listening to my podcast, I offer a free hypno breathwork session once a month for women. And so it's a new topic every month. I know this episode will be coming out after, but I'm doing one tonight about really connecting to your intuition. And next month in December, I don't have the date set, but we'll get it in the show notes. But I'm going to offer one just about welcoming calm, because December and the holidays are so wild and crazy. And we're going to do one to help you reconnect and just take a chill pill, go within. But that is my plan for December. And I offer them, it's through Zoom, so it's online. You can do it from the comfort of your home, just laying in your bed. And it's a beautiful way, even if you don't have this big, huge epiphany during the HypnoBreathwork session, that's okay. It's still a beautiful way to create that calm within you, because we are stuck in that fight or flight, in this burnout. And what we need more of is to get into our more resting and healing, digesting, they call it the parasympathetic nervous system. And HypnoBreathwork allows you to get to that place. So it's a beautiful way just to give yourself that micro moment to just go within.
Yeah, it's a great starting point. I love that.
Yeah.
So join Laura's HypnoBreathwork. She actually invited me to join tonight, but I have a PTA meeting. Otherwise I would have hopped on.
Yes. Well, you can come next month. So I'm doing it every month, so you'll have a chance.
This is so good. I love this. So where can people connect with you?
So I have an Instagram page. It's Laura Kistner Coaching. So I would highly recommend just to follow that, because I will always have updates on my latest podcast episodes and any offers that I have, the free HypnoBreathwork sessions. I'll always be posting them on there. And then listen, I have a podcast. It's called the Love Her Podcast. I think you already mentioned it. So you can listen to that, because I'll always put updates on there too with whatever is going on with me. And I offer a free complimentary discovery call. So for any woman that feels like, man, is one-on-one coaching something that would help me? Is this something I'd like to do? I like to offer a free call, because this is a way for you to get to know me, for me to get to know you, and just see, is this something that would benefit you? Is this something, do we work well together? Is this a good energy? And it's also really, even if you decide, nope, coaching's not for me, it's still a beautiful way to have a call with me to get a little bit of clarity on what it is that is causing this burnout or making you feel stuck, or what it is that you actually want, and so it's just a fun call to kind of explore what it is that you want out of your life.
Yeah, and I will put all of the links in the show notes so people can find you real quick. So I definitely learned some stuff today. Like I said, I didn't really know what HypnoBreathwork was. So thank you for enlightening me, and thank you for spending time with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All right. So you guys will hear from me next week.
Are you struggling to be the best mom you can be? Are you fatigued, overwhelmed, and stressed out? Are you losing precious time with your family because of PMS? If so, sign up for my free gift on how to start living in tune with your monthly cycle. The link to get it is in the show notes below. Use this guide to help you start to eliminate your symptoms of PMS, increase your energy, reduce stress, and fully enjoy this incredible mom life. The way I see it, you have 3 choices. You can try to figure it all out on your own. You can do nothing and stay where you are, or you can get the customized guidance you need to thrive as a mom. The choice is yours. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you learned something from these stories. If you enjoy this show, please make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this podcast. It really helps this show grow. If you have a mom story you would like to share, click on the link in the description below on becoming a podcast guest. Remember, the content on this podcast is for general information only. It does not replace any medical advice given by your healthcare providers. Please check with your doctor if you have any questions about your specific condition and before starting any new diet or exercise regimen. Thank you, and you will hear from me soon.